All right, here we go for video number 3. I apologize for the message that popped through on my iMessages from my mom. She was telling me not to talk too much tomorrow. I don't know what she's talking about. I never talk too much, but apparently I do, considering we're going into video number 3. So I will try to move on. This is just something I saw the other day when I was at a restaurant eating breakfast. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Each and every one of you are always possible to do whatever you want to do with your mind, with your abilities. You just need to believe that you are possible to do it because you are, just as our students always are. So we'll move on. So hopefully I can finish this up in one more video to wrap up this series. Crisis codes. Just as a reminder, hold, follow the directive, hold in your room or area, and clear the hallways. Students should clear the hallways and remain in the room or area until the all clear is announced. Continue to do business in your classroom as usual. Adults, you should close and lock your door. Account for students and adults. Do business as usual as well. Secure. Get inside the building. Lock all outside doors, which they should all be locked at all times anyway. Students should return inside the building and do business as usual. Adults, bring everyone indoors, lock outside doors, increase situational awareness, account for everyone, and do business as usual. Moving to a higher level of lockdown, locks, lights, and out of sight. Students, move away from sight, maintain silence, and do not open any door for any reason. Those that may need into a particular area or room will have a key to get in. So do not open the door for any reason at all. Adults, recover the students from the hallway if possible and lock the classroom door. Hopefully your doors are always locked all the time anyway, with the quick release of the Randy built handle. Turn out the lights, move away from sight, maintain silence, do not open the door. Prepare to evade or defend. Remember, we don't always have an exact method or tactic for whatever is thrown at us, so we must have very situational awareness and be ready to make decisions in a moment's notice. Evacuate. Elementary will go to the community center. High school will go to the Methodist church. Students, leave stuff behind if required to. If possible, bring your phone, follow the instructions. Adults, lead students to the Methodist church or the community center. Account for all students and adults. Notify if someone's missing, extra or injured students or adults. This is where our radios will come in extremely handy when we have to evacuate the building due to fire, drills, if we have to evacuate the building because of a gas leak again, or just any kind of thing. Our radios are going to come in crucially handy as we move forward. So make sure they're turned on channel 1. You have them on you at all times. Shelter, hazard and safety strategy. Students, use appropriate safety strategy for hazard. Adults, lead students to the Methodist church if necessary or the community center and account for students and adults. Same again, notify if missing, extra injured students and adults. Make sure you review these crisis codes with your students so they are aware of what the different ones mean, so they can kind of be on top of things of what to do next. There are cards in the office, thanks to Jules, for every classroom, because I know it's kind of hard when one of these is announced. Oh, what's my sheet say? Where is my sheet? Jules made some 8.5 by 11 sheets for every one of the 5 crisis codes that you can post in your classroom. That will help you remember and be able to have a quick glance, as well as students or a substitute that might be in your classroom. Once again, another index card activity. This will be part of your exit ticket on Monday morning that you will give to be able to exit the multi-purpose room. 3 things that you need for me to have a successful year. I did this last year for all of you. I was successful in accomplishing a few of them. I was unsuccessful in not accomplishing a lot of them. I will try to do better this year and improve the ability to meet those needs that you need to be successful throughout the school year. Some miscellaneous items just to remind you of that need to be addressed. Copies. There are 3 copy machines. We went through a lot of paper last year, way more than we expected. We had to emergency order some as we got through the year. We do have quite a bit of paper. We've tried to stock up this year and be on hand. I'm going to remind you to be cognizant of what you're copying. We had one individual last year make in excess of 40,000 copies. This particular individual had online curriculum, so it's unbelievable if they would have ever made this many copies. There were several other individuals that made over 20,000 copies. Everyone, we need to be cognizant of the copies we're making because it's just an additional expense that takes away from resources. I do not want to ever have to limit teachers from making copies, but if this continues, we will do that specifically. We will review the number of copies made come Christmas break, see where we're at, and at that time, if we have to, I don't want to, but if we have to, we will put a limit on the number of copies you're made. So be cognizant of what you're copying for your classes. Volunteers. If you want to volunteer to come into your classroom, that's great. We love having community members and stakeholders in our building, but they must be pre-approved. There's forms they have to fill out. They have to go through a background check and be approved by the board. So make sure that process is followed with any volunteers. Blinds. Some of the secondary teachers got new blinds in their classroom this summer to eliminate some of the old ones that were broken, and we had cardboard and some windows blocking out lights. So there are new blinds in some of the secondary classrooms. Please do not let students mess with these blinds. You should be the only one operating them, as they were very costly and need to be taken care of. Air purifiers, through a grant through the Colorado Public Health Department, we have air purifiers in every room in our classroom. I know some of you do not want them. Some of you do not want to have them in your room. You don't want to use them. That's fine at this point, but they still will be in your room. We have no place to store them, so put them in a corner somewhere if you don't plan to use it. If illness starts to go on a rise during cold season or flu season, we will start utilizing them in every available space. Old gym fire lane. The old gym now has a fire alarm system in it with the new upgrade that we did this summer. I was surprised it never had a fire alarm system in it previously, but now it does. With that new system going installed, there will be fire lanes put in front and in the back of the old gym. They will be marked with red paint on the pavement instead of yellow, along with no parking signs due to fire lane. Do not park in these areas. Not only is it a violation, you could be ticketed or towed if you are found parking in that area by law enforcement or fire. Budgets, just be cognizant of your budget. Everyone has a budget. I talked about purchases earlier. If there's something you come across that you need for your classroom, please ask. Just because it may not fit in your budget, if we need it for our classroom, we're going to figure out a way to help our kids and our teachers to make things happen. So don't forget, if there's something you really need, reach out, ask, and we'll see what we can do. Small vehicle training. There will be some more small vehicle training sessions scheduled for those of you who are needing this. Yes, I'm talking very fast because I'm approaching 10 minutes again. So I want to try to get this done in 5 minutes. Make sure you sign off on all your form or policies to ensure that the sign-off sheet that I sent out in the original email, if you did not print it off and sign off on it, to turn in Janelle. She will have some Monday morning for you to fill out. Once you're done, make sure you turn those forms back into Janelle. There is a sign-in sheet for today, being Monday. Make sure you sign in that you were here at that opening meeting and watch the video, as there will be a Google Sheet coming in to say that you've watched these videos. Here's a quick video of 3 minutes that I'm going to ask that you watch. Some of you watched this last year, as I did share with teachers, but I think it's very important for you to see. It is on YouTube. It's 3 minutes long, so I don't believe I'm going to show it in this, but it is in the video that you'll share out, so you can click on and watch it. This is a particular student named Clint, who was a very fidgety young student, and a special teacher in his life presented him with the opportunity of becoming a drummer, saying that the student was not a problem, but he just had a special gift, and that is very correct about all of our students. They all are a special gift and have special gifts. Not a student in our district is a single problem by any means. They may just have some challenges or opportunities that we need to overcome. So please watch this video. Make sure that you watch it in depth. And I apologize for another text message coming through on my screen. So watch this video. Be a Mr. Jensen. Provide opportunities for our kids. I will say that Clint Pulver, which is the student, went on to be a nationally known drummer who toured all over the United States and is also now a motivational speaker. So to wrap up, hopefully in the next few minutes, make sure you complete the introduction survey, the questionnaire that I sent out earlier, just asking some information about you so we can all share some things about us to get to know each other better. Homecoming week is October 9th through the 14th. That is a football game that is on a Saturday at 1 p.m. I'm working with Stugo and CERN. I have some great ideas and opportunities to make this a huge stakeholder community event, being it's on a Saturday, an afternoon game. Being one of the main ones, I want to try to figure out a way to do a huge tailgate party that day for our community. Make sure you watch all the 5 videos that we talked about and sign off on that sheet. Please be patient with maintenance and technology as we come back to the year. They will get to your needs. Make sure you're filling out a maintenance request or technology request. Maintenance has been very tight this year due to the BEST grant project. They've had to go back and re-clean rooms. So they will get to your needs, but please be patient with them. Teachers, make sure you're in the conference room at 1 o'clock today, as we will start with the administrator meeting with teachers. Paras, you'll be in Snowy's room to meet with BOCES at 1 p.m. today. Thursday, we have our poverty simulation, which ties into the needs of our students and what they're coming to us with. That will be in the new gym for all district staff. You cannot enter the gym before 8:30 due to the request of the presenter, as there are things that need to be set up and completed before you enter. So you cannot enter the new gym on Thursday before 8:30. Teachers, paras, you will meet that afternoon back in the conference room at 12:30. Everyone else has the opportunity to work on what they need for. Please be patient for follow-up emails, as there will be some coming out, as I know I've missed some information as I've tried to go through this very quickly, but 45 minutes might be better than sitting in for 2.5 hours in the multi-purpose room, where you can still work and listen to this and go back to review it whenever necessary. One more thing. Conclusion. We're done, wrapped up. Sorry about that. Here are important phone numbers that you might need. It's got my number, Carol's number, and Chris's number for you to store. Please text, reach out, call whenever you need to. We are here to do whatever we can to make things easier and better for you. I'm currently at almost 14 minutes, so I'm going to try to wrap up. Once again, I will send out a follow-up email for you to sign off on a Google Sheet, as long as some feedback if you like this format or not. I hope every one of you has a great year, and I'm looking forward to working with you and collaborating on anything that we need to do to make things better for our students. So thank you once again for everything you do. You are greatly appreciated beyond what we can say.